Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874. 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874.
The Philippine Central Bank hikes interest rates to near 15-year highs as it resumes its policy tightening to quell sticky inflation. It had hiked rates by a total of 350 basis points in 2022 to bring inflation down, and there were signs inflation was starting to slow in December. Then, inflation hit a more than 14-year high of 8.7% in January. The new rates, to take effect February 17th, will be the highest since August 2008. Medalla says it is highly likely this won't be the last rate hike this year, as he expects a 25 to 50 basis point hike in the next meeting on March 23rd. The BSP also raised its inflation forecast for 2023 to 6.1% from the 4.3% forecast it made in November.
At the moment, inflationary expectations are become very high and entrenched. It takes a recession to get rid of it. Inflationary expectations causes wages to rise. And in turn, the wage rises cause price to rise, which in turn cause wages to rise. So therefore, the only way to stop and break that cycle is have significant unemployment. And that's the reason we should fight inflation before it gets really entrenched. We're not there yet.
Monetary policy adjustments take time to work, but many economists had already reduced their economic growth outlooks for the Philippines for 2023, expecting the higher borrowing costs implemented last year to start affecting consumer spending and private and public investment this year. However, Medalla says the 7.6% average GDP growth for 2022 shows the economy is resilient, and the Monetary Board expects it to power through further rate hikes. The BlackRock Investment Institute seems to agree.
Given Philippines' growth is pretty good, maybe the strongest in Asia at the moment, I think the central bank will probably, use that strength and feel relatively comfortable doing a bit more, because allowing inflation to become too pervasive, too broad spread is would be too problematic for the economy. That will be something of a short-term headwind, maybe. But I think we think it's the right thing to do. Inflation getting out of control is the bigger risk.
A local analyst, meanwhile, says government should not rely on monetary policy alone to combat inflation.
Inflation is not cannot just be fixed by a monetary policy adjustment. We need to see more government action, particularly on the food items. So how are we going to address the issues that were already highlighted, such as the high global food prices, so supply chain disruptions?
Medalla said as much, reiterating the Monetary Board's encouragement and support for more aggressive actions to mitigate persistent supply-side pressures through temporary importation and improved local production. The Marcos administration has both on its to-do list, alongside an ongoing investigation to crack down on possible price manipulation by cartels, specifically connected to sky-high onion prices. But these initiatives also take time, and until they pan out, the central bank will likely have to continue raising rates.
A magnitude 6 earthquake struck the island province of Masbate Thursday morning. CCTV footage shared with ABS-CBN shows goods falling from shelves inside a mall in Masbate City. Other items can also be seen rattling around while residents woke up due to the violent shaking. A hotel security guard said the pool water seemed to be boiling because of the earthquake.
Oras ng pag-lobby ko noon, nakikita ko lang yung tubig ng pool parang kumukulo. Sobrang alok. Malakas talaga, ma'am. Magsak nga yung yung barrier ng salamin dito sa sa pool namin.
Nagbantay na kami hanggang dumating yung kinaumagahan kasi syempre nagkaroon kami ng takot kung ano pang mga posible. At until now, meron pa rin kaming phobia hanggang ngayon ongoing pa yung aftershock.
According to FIVOX, the earthquake reached magnitude 6 with the epicenter located at Batuan, Masbate. Intensity 7 was experienced in Masbate City and nearby locations. The earthquake was also felt in other parts of Bicol and Quezon province, as well as some islands in Visayas. No casualties were recorded, but an initial report from the Office of Civil Defense Bicol says 61 houses were damaged. Some school infrastructure and other private establishments also had minor cracks. Cracks were also seen at the Masbate Provincial Hospital, which prompted the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office of Masbate to set up tents where more than 100 patients were transferred temporarily.
So, merong mga ganyang binababa po namin at pinapalabas yung mga pasyente, lalo na kung sunod-sunod na yung mga aftershock.
Bibigyan namin ng paalala yung mga tao na kapag may nakitang damage dun sa bahay nila, visible damage, huwag muna pumasok. I-consult yung municipal or city engineers kasi baka magkaroon ng malakas na aftershock, baka mas lalo masira yung bahay.
The Magallanes Coliseum in Masbate City was partly damaged when some parts of its ceilings collapsed. Bayan Patroller Abner Almuete Jr. also shared some photos and videos showing the damage in a house in Barangay Daplian, San Fernando, Masbate. Cracks were also visible in some of the buildings in the town of Palanas, including an evacuation facility, market, and the municipal hall, as shared by Chris Jo Adige. The different local government units continue to investigate and assess the extent of the damage as aftershocks continue to be felt.
Rescuers continue to recover survivors in Antakya City, the capital of Hatay Province, and in the province of Karaman Maras, 10 days after strong quakes rocked Turkey and Syria. News like these give hope to the family of Emily Bayir, a Filipina who is still missing, together with her 3 children.
Sa ngayon kasi, umaasa pa rin kami. Sana man lang, kung nandun pa yung mga rescuer, balikan nila yung bahay ng kapatid ko.
One of the 2 Filipino fatalities from the quake, Rosemary Ga, was already buried in Turkey upon the wishes of her Turkish husband. The Philippine rescue team laments they can only stay in Adiyaman province, the area assigned to them by the United Nations.
In behalf sa MDA team at sa Philippine contingent, ay kiramay kami sa ating kababayan na sana dalangin natin na maibsan ang lungkot at ang paghihinagpis dahil sa kawalan. Dahil sa dilubyo, sa disaster.
Siyempre mahirap din po sa amin kasi sa isip namin na natutulungan nga namin yung ibang tao, ba't hindi yung kababayan namin. Pero hanggang ganun lang po talaga. Hindi kasi kami pwedeng lumabag din doon sa yung sa binigay sa amin na utos.
The rescuers say their high-tech equipment are a big help in their search operations. Once they locate a survivor under the rubble, they have to notify Turkish responders who will conduct the actual rescue.
Ang swertihan na lang po talaga kung meron pa, pero napakanipis na po ng chance na may mga buhay pa po.
Nag-raise na ng nag-raise na ng order ang Turkish government na i-stand down na demobilize na yung USAR team kasi wala na more on ano na lang tayo, more on retrieval, which is gagawin na ng local. So medyo naka-standby lang muna kami dito kasi.
Meanwhile, the Philippine Office of Civil Defense says there is no need for the Philippine contingent to extend their 2-week operation in Turkey.
May 1 week pa sila before we finally bring them home, no? So based naman yan sa timeline na binigay natin sa mission nila na 2 weeks, not more than 3 weeks.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very exciting personality, a Pinoy who is an actor. And his name is Ben Farrell. And he's very young, good looking. Welcome to our show, Ben. And
Salamat po.
I invited you here to appear on our show because I received this press release about you that Mr. Ben Farrell is the winner of this award of Broadway World Chicago Award. Is that
Yes. Opo. Uh-huh.
okay? Well, okay, Ben. You're an actor and a nurse at the same time.
Yes, working as a nurse as well.
All right. So, okay, give us a little bit of background about yourself and also, of course, your career in acting.
Yes. So, pinanganak ko ako sa Pilipinas. I was born in Baguio. And then I came to the US nung 16 years old ako. So I live with my uncle, my aunt. And dito ako nag-college. So dito ako nakakuha ng nursing and communication degree. So actually, since college pa lang, nasa theater na ako doing community theater. So gano'n naman nagsisimula lahat ng actor. Yung dun muna sa mga free, mga walang bayad. And then eventually, nag-progress ako dun sa film, TV, and then paid theater finally. And then eventually it went on to like voiceovers, commercials. So parang nag-snowball lang siya na gano'n, nag-expand siya over the years.
Well, then it seems that acting is it's just a hobby on your part, right? Is that?
It's a hobby for right now, pero I'd like it to get to the point na parang siya na yung parang magiging 100% na source of income. So right now, hindi medyo part-time pa siya, ganun. Pero eventually, hopefully, at some point in time, kung halimbawa man may there's a series regular or recurring role on a TV show, or kung halimbawa na there's a theater contract na medyo mas stable yung kita, I'll definitely like go 100% with that.
But first love mo ang acting.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's something yun yung parang mas gusto kong I'd like to do that for a living, pretty much.
And your nursing is your bread and butter.
Yes, it is bread and butter, helps me pay the bills.
Okay. Okay. All right. How did you turn out to be an actor? Paano ka
Okay. There's actually a story, and this is a true story. So nung high school ako, when I was in the Philippines, second year high school, so yung isa sa mga kaibigan ko, she lent me a copy of Gone with the Wind, which is isa sa mga classics ng American cinema yun. And then so I finished that movie that's like 4 hours long. At the end of the movie, sabi ko, that's what I want to be. I want to become an actor. So kaya pagdating ko sa US, I made sure na I pursued it. So hinanapan ko siya ng time, hinanapan ko siya ng effort para I can be on stage, or I can start working on an acting career.
Did you enroll in acting class?
Oh yes, I've taken madami akong acting class na napag-aralan. So meron akong private acting classes. I've had some private voice lessons. And then I was also a student sa Chicago Actor Studio, and now I'm with Max Arciniega. So isa siya dun sa mga actors sa Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So meron siyang school of acting. So I'm taking classes with him right now as well.
How did you? I mean, how were you able to do acting and working as a nurse?
Yeah. So ang ginawa ko ho is so basically yung most of the nursing work na kinuha ko is yung sa umaga siya nangyayari. Para at least sa gabi, free sa theater. And then nung nagsisimula pa lang ako noon, so on the weekends I can do film, short films and all that. And then sa evening, teatro naman yun, sa umaga nursing. Tapos eventually in 2018, I decided to go full-time. So nag-quit ako for nursing for about a year. So I tried to make it full-time, pero hindi pa siya ganun ka-hot. So nag-part-time muna ako sa nursing. So I went to home health. So yung nagbibisita ako ng pasyente. So hawak ko yung schedule ko. So basically, halimbawa, may shoot ako, may commercial ako, or anything like that, pwede kong i-move yung pasyente. So that's kind of how I made it work. So humanap ako ng nursing job na would be pretty flexible and would pay enough for me to be able to pursue an acting career.
Amazing. You're so amazing.
Yeah, pero wala akong mansyon. That's yun ang effect nun. Pero yes, I feel a lot better being able to pursue a career like that.
Okay, sabihin mong anong nangyari? I mean, when you won this award, what's it all about? I mean, please tell us a little bit about this show, this play.
Okay, so yung for my most recent win, so yung Failure, a Love Story. So kakaiba siya kasi honestly, nakakast ako sa mga play hindi as an Asian or as a Filipino. A lot of times yung race is not even a factor. So for example, for this one, Failure, a Love Story, it's the story of white people. Pero Oil Lamp Theater has been really hammering on diversity and all that. So they didn't care na hindi ako puti. I'm not Caucasian, so they cast me in this play. So basically, this play is a story of 3 sisters, and then paano sila nag-cope after the death of their parents. So yung role ko dito, ako yung ampon na lalaki, who's actually secretly in love with one of the sisters dun sa play. So medyo may romance, and then meron din, like I'm also like a little bit slow in this play. So meron ding so madami siyang layers. Pretty much. Something na hindi ko usually pine-play as an actor, pero I took it dahil sabi ko, well, something different. So kaya masaya siya dahil this is a play na if I played it up, kung halimbawa kung pinili nila na, oh no, this has to be a white person, this is a white person play. So this is an exciting opportunity for me para ipakita sa kanila na no, we can play in any play as long as you're not going to have those blinders on na kailangan puti lang ang magpe-play nito. So that's the kind of play it is and the kind of production that it is.
Anong ano ka? Hindi ka puti. O hindi, what was your role? I mean, what?
Yeah.
Ano ka? Filipino or Asian?
So actually hindi siya I think it worked out kasi parang ampon ako doon, pero yung pangalan ko is medyo puti yung pangalan, it's like John N. Fail. So I think that's how they kind of like swung it. Na pwede ko siyang kapatid, si Kendall Romero, which is white. I've actually played Kendall's brother every time na magkasama kami sa play kasi I've worked with her before. Ano din, siblings din ang ano namin. So I think ganun yung chemistry namin. So I think yung production, they relied more on dun sa chemistry namin ni Kendall rather than like Kendall's white and I'm brown. So theaters in Chicago don't really like that's not a big blinder for them anymore na ay hindi po pwede yan kasi Pilipino yan, ganyan. So mas open sila for what we call open casting or blind casting. So which is maganda. Kaya nga lagi ko sinasabi sa mga kasama kong actors na Filipino na no, the door is open. All you need to do, show up sa auditions and then they'll put you in. They have a place for you. So yeah.
Wala nang stereotyping.
Depends on the theater company. Pero I've been very lucky na yung mga nakakatrabaho kong mga theater companies like Sigman Brothers. Sigman Brothers has given me like a lot of roles na usually mga puti yun, like a French baker or like like a white dwarf, pero they didn't care. All they cared about was I was able to do justice dun sa mga roles na yun. So I've been fortunate enough na yung mga theater companies na nakakatrabaho ko, hindi issue sa kanila na Pilipino ko, na I'm brown, I'm the only like Asian in the cast. It's hindi issue sa kanila yun. Ang importante sa kanila, nagagawan ba niya ng justice yung role. So I've been really fortunate to have those to have worked with those people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so far, how old were you when you started acting?
So when I started acting, so I was 16. Kasi pagpunta ko dito sa America, 16 years old ako. Tapos on and off, theater yon. And then I started doing films, siguro mga like 2009. So yung mga short film muna yon, dire-diretso. Tapos I took a break kasi sabi ko, is acting really for me? Kasi sabi ko, parang wala namang masyadong pera dito, di ba? Pero after 4 years, I got my communications degree. Parang I got pulled back again. So siguro cumulatively mga 12 years na I've been doing it. I've been doing it as a professional actor since 2018. So about 5 years professionally, 12 years as a whole.
So ilan lahat ang so far as an actor, ilan lahat ang yung mga shows that
Nako. Hindi ko na mabilang. Kaya, kasi ang ginagawa ko dun sa resume ko, kasi since limited lang yung space, so on my resume, siguro there's like 12 of them. Tapos nagsa-cycle out na lang yun. So there's at least like 12 dun sa resume ko. Pero hindi ko na ako mabilang kung ilan yung tinanggal ko na dun dahil matanda na yung credits or something like that, or I got better credits. So madami na ho siya. Siguro if very conservative estimate, siguro mga 55 shows. And then siguro mga for short film and TV, about like 30 or 40 siguro. Pero on my resume, 12 lang yung nakalagay doon para kasi space. Kasi isang page lang dapat ang acting resume eh. Kaya ano.
You go out of town, outside of Chicago, for your performances?
So right now, hindi ho ako nagtutour for like theater. Pero kapag commercial, yes, I do travel out. So may ginawa ko commercial noon sa Lansing, Michigan. And then I did a teleprompter gig sa Fort Wayne. So yung meron din kasi akong mga agent sa labas ng Chicago. So naghahanap din sila ng work sa akin for all of that. So I love to travel. Kaya yun, yung sa mga ganon, commercials, voiceovers, teleprompter gigs, I do travel out of Chicago for that.
How does that affect your nursing job?
Yun nga, yung ginagawa ko noon is, kung halimbawa, may gig ako for that day. So, hindi ako kukuha ng pasyente for that day. So, or kung halimbawa, kung may pasyente ako for that day, kausapin ko yung pasyente, hey, pwede bang bisitahin kita like some other day? Kailangan ako nung other job ko. So, yun yung lagi ko sinasabi. So, kaya namumove around ko siya na ganun. So talagang it's playing by ear, making sure na everything is going to fit and nakukuha ko lahat ng opportunity for acting. Kasi hindi ko naman sasabing bihira, pero hindi siya yung araw-araw. So kapag dumadating siya talagang I make sure na I grab the opportunity at saka talagang pinag-aanuhan ko siya ng oras. Pinag-aalayin ko siya ng oras.
Really?
Mm.
Okay. So you're an amazing person.
Salamat po.
How do you find yourself? I mean, how do you? Okay, from now on, you're still young. You're still a young person, and for the future, how do you find yourself? Concentrating on in acting or in nursing?
Still concentrating on acting, pero like in my case right now, gusto ko na, in order for me to go into like acting more full time, mas gusto ko muna makaipon muna, make myself like a little bit more like financially stable. Ganon. So kaya nag-switch ako ng work. So I'm working full time at a doctor's office for right now. So ang gagawin ko muna is I'll focus more on theater rather than like doing film and TV. Dahil this is actually a secret, pero we're on TV now. So I'm thinking of joining the union like around like March or April. So yun yung actors equity na tinatawag. So basically kapag ang isang actor sumali siya sa actors equity or yung screen equivalent niya is like Screen Actors Guild, puro union job na lang ang makukuha nun. Pero syempre kung union job yung makukuha mo, mas malaki na yung bayad and then you're getting paid every week and all that. Pero mas kaunti yung jobs na umiikot. So kaya at this point in time sabi ko, well, since mag-union naman ako, I'll take a full-time job kasi I'm anticipating na uunti yung mga jobs na makukuha ko for union. Pero I'm positioning myself a lot better for like yung bigger roles like yung mga places Steppenwolf, Goodman, and all that. And then that will also allow me to apply sa Screen Actors Guild. So at least pwede din ako maging union sa film and TV. So it's positioning myself a little better to get to my goal. Kasi ang goal ko is to be a recurring character in a TV show before I turn 40. Kasi unfortunately in this industry, my shelf life lahat ng mga tao. So whether you're female or male, once you get to 40, you have to start preparing for like character roles. Ganun. So which I play character roles, so wala akong issue doon. Hindi ako hang up sa yung mga glamour and yung kailangan lagi kang young and beautiful and all that. So pero I know the reality of this business. So yun yung parang pinaka goal ko is make sure I'm able to transition to TV. To get myself to the point wherein eventually, like when I'm 50, I'll be able to produce my own stuff para hindi ako laging nakadepende sa ibang tao to cast me. Especially as I get older and I assume uunti yung mga roles na pwedeng ibigay sa akin.
Okay. So how do you see yourself 20 years from now?
Yeah. So basically, like, well, ideally, like I see myself as doing TV. Within like the next like 10 to 20 years. So, going from like co-stars in yung mga one-liner, mga ganon, and then moving on to like recurring and then hopefully getting a series regular show. So before gusto ko noon na movies kasi dati noon parang glamorous yung movies tapos malaki yung pero mas maganda yung TV kasi mas stable yung employment sa TV and residuals. Ang pelikula kasi kapag pinanood mo, isang bayad lang yun sa'yo. Pero ang TV, every episode na papanoorin ka, binabayaran ka dun eh. So, so kaya mas mas nakikita ko yung sarili ko sa TV. And I think like in my case, like my personality is more fit to television, especially a sitcom. That's actually like yun yung pinakagusto kong project na mapabilang is a sitcom.
Who is your inspiration?
Thank you.
Who is your inspiration?
My inspiration, like acting wise, or like just in life in general.
Nice.
Acting wise, okay. Actually, I'm a Vilma Santos fan. So like, oh yeah, yung buong pamilya ko is Vilmanian yung mga yun. So that's why I was never exposed to Nora Honor until like napunta ako sa US. Like, we are the family that watch Vilma on Friday nights. So, yeah. So si Vilma yung actually first inspiration ko sa acting. Kasi nakikita ko na parang, totoo yung laging mga pagganap niya eh. Diba? Na, so parang na-inspire ako dun. Sabi ko, I wanna do that. Na lahat ng gagawin ko sa acting, gusto ko totoo, nararamdaman ng ibang tao, at saka nakaka-relate yung mga tao. Pero like in dito, like in America, Marlon Brando is actually like one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to acting. So sa American cinema, it's Marlon Brando. Sa Philippine cinema, it's Vilma Santos.
All right, very good. Okay, we're running out of time. Okay, you're a very interesting guest.
Salamat po.
Yeah, and okay, say something about your recent award in acting.
Yes. Yeah, so I won my my third Broadway World Award for Best Supporting Performer in a Play sa isang production ng Oil Lamp Theater, Ang Failure, A Love Story. So nagpapasalamat ako sa mga tao na bumoto at nag-promote. Kasi syempre yung para makakuha ka ng award para dun sa pinaghihirapan mo, nakakataba siya ng puso at saka nakaka-encourage siya. So maraming salamat dun sa mga sumuporta, sa mga bumili ng ticket. Nagpapasalamat din ako dun sa mga nagkasa akin sa Oil Lamp Theater, people I've worked with, and especially like sa family ko, like my mom and my dad are not really hot on me becoming an actor, pero tuwing Broadway World Awards talagang laging nagka-canvas ng boto yan. So nakakataba ng puso na alam ko kahit gusto nila ako talagang maging nurse full time, pero nakakataba ng puso na nakikita nila na hindi lang naman ako yung parang tawag doon, nabibiyaan ito, parang naipapakita nila na like through me, pinapakita natin na the door is open for Filipinos, for people of color, to be able to get into the arts. Gusto din tayong makita ng mga puti in theater, in film, and in TV. They're very interested to hear our story. And I'm happy that through this award, nakikita nila na our stories are worth telling and our people are worth seeing.
Fantastic. Okay. Have you met other Filipino actors in the area?
Actually, I'm connected with Ginger Leopoldo. So Ginger Leopoldo is the artistic director of Cprtv. Arvin Halandon is like one of my biggest connections, actually, kasi we did a short film before. And then there's also like Robert Manzano. And then in the theater world, I'm also connected with Eugene Dizon. He's the musical director at Mercury Theater. He's won 5 Jeffs, so that's our equivalent of the Tonys. And then si Kuya Jay Españo with Pride Arts. He's the artistic director. So I'm connected with with some of the actors in the community.
Terrific. Okay, Ben, I congratulate you for your award. And I wish you good luck to all your undertakings, particularly in your acting career. Maraming salamat sa iyo at I hope to see you again in the future, in the near future. I think you're really very, very interesting. And
salamat po. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and it's a joy.
Yeah, thank you for gracing our show today. And okay, Ben Farrow. Wow.
Yes.
Broadway.
Salamat po. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye.
Sige po. Thank you po, Miss Veronica.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down and down. It's happened during every economic cycle, and it will happen again. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value and sometimes grows during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
US Med, a trusted supplier of diabetes equipment for nearly 30 years, has great news for people living with diabetes and the pain of regular testing. The days of repeated, painful finger sticks are over. Now you can wear a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, and eliminate routine finger sticks. If you use insulin daily to manage your condition, a continuous glucose monitor could help you control your diabetes and reduce or eliminate those painful finger sticks. If you have Medicare or private insurance, US Med can deliver a CGM system right to your door. And if you qualify, there may be little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurer directly. Don't spend one more painful day testing your blood sugar. Call now to get your continuous glucose monitoring system so you can take control of your diabetes and get back to enjoying life.
Call US Med now.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today I have a very exciting personality from Scottsdale, Arizona. Is it? Yeah.
Yep.
And Mr. Doug Ressler, the business intelligence manager of VRD Metric, is here to discuss with us a very interesting topic. And it's about the Chicago high-income Chicago renter, whereby Chicago takes fourth place in leading hotspots for high-income renters. And we are very interested about this topic because it seems that these days renting is really gone up. And Mr. Doug Ressler, okay, why is that so, that there is an increase in high income?
We did a study that looked at using the census data that looked at the income for households of $150,000 and up. And what we found, we did a comparison between 2015 and 2020 using that data and then matching it to see if people of that income were renting. And what we found is there was actually an increase in renters for that income group. And as you pointed out, especially in Chicago. So there are a couple of things that are going on with that in terms of why somebody that makes, or a household that has a income of $150,000 or greater would choose to rent as opposed to buy. First of all, the housing market is such that there isn't a lot of housing supply, but what we really see, it's really more about demographic change of renters, that people with high incomes are looking for convenience, safety, and they're looking for value propositions in terms of an asset. So they're trying to rent, or they're renting in transit-oriented developments in city centers like Franklin, downtown Chicago, or along the transit-oriented lines, because of ease of access to be able to get to and from particular areas of work. We find that these people are white collar for the most part, and they're they're really, the work from home isn't as big from them. They're really going to the office. They're looking for safety. They're looking for larger square footage, and they're looking for amenities. And a lot of the new development, especially in the Chicago area, is providing that in terms of rental development.
So what is the reason for this increase in is the reason for this, most particularly in Chicago where I live?
Well, we're really seeing that the new technology hubs, Chicago has always been a technology hub, as you know, with Motorola, and also with the schools like Northwestern, places like that, University of Chicago. But we find that there's a growing predominance in terms of people that not only work there, but that the economic diversity that's created around those technology hubs is really driving inbound migration, especially of higher white collar type of folks, and they are choosing to rent as opposed to buy.
I see. So Chicago is number 4. What other cities are on top of Chicago?
Miami was number 1. Miami, gateway cities. We consider Chicago a gateway city. So the gateway cities of San Francisco, LA, New York, and Miami, but Miami was number 1.
So how was the data collected?
Yeah, we looked at census IPUMS data 2015 to 2020. We also did a comparison with census of the percentage of renters in different geospaces, cities. And then we looked at that time period from 2015 to 2020 to see how it has changed, and by the household income level of 150,000 or greater.
So speaking about markets, what attribute does the Chicago market have on this, high renting?
It has a lot of new development around the transit-oriented facilities downtown, and so ease of access. You have the universities, the academic, so you have a wealth of that. They also, as a gateway market into many of the technology hubs, like the electronic vehicle market that's being developed by Ford Motor Company in the Midwest, Indianapolis, Nashville, parts of Kentucky. So a lot of that infrastructure is being created through supply chains that are coming in through the Chicago market.
Well, that's really nice to know, Doug, because of the reports that we have been receiving about the Chicago population has been decreasing. There has been a large migration outside, going outside of Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we really see that the non-native population, if you look at the most recent census population growth of 1.2 million in terms of December, only 200,000 of that was native population change. So most of the non-native population is really, and we believe that it will continue, and it will continue to escalate, will be larger parts of the migration pattern that feed, especially gateway cities like Chicago, New York, and Miami, because workers are needed, skill sets are needed, and the native population just can't fulfill it. So what you're going to see is non-native populations from Europe, from Asia Pacific Rim, things like that, moving in to be able to fulfill the short labor that's required.
Wow, very, very interesting. Would you have any last word before we sign off about this matter of high income renting?
No, but it's been a privilege talking to you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doug. Thank you for gracing our show today. And thank you for informing us about this very interesting topic of high income renting in Chicago.
Thank you. Boy.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right. For about $50 a month, you'll get lightning fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back, but you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now.
Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. Again, 800-555-1212. Don't wait. Call us right now.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21-karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po. Hello, good day, Cprtv viewers. Pastor Ed Cortez here from Faith Family Worship Center. And I'm coming to you to share our devotion for today. It's found in Psalm chapter 2, and the title of this devotion is The Hope of the Coming King. Psalm 2 is one of those messianic psalms that points to the future arrival of an eternal King, Christ the Lord. He is described as the one enthroned in heaven. That's in verse 4 of Psalm chapter 2. He is the absolute sovereign ruler of the universe, with whom no nation, ruler, or power can ever match or compare with. Jesus' first coming was the incarnation, when he came as a human being to suffer and die for the sins of the world. He is coming again a second time, and this is what Psalm chapter 2 is referring about. He is coming again for the second time as the triumphant and reigning king. Why do the nations conspire and the peoples plot in vain? Verse 1 begins the psalmist. You know, there are no political or social institutions ever founded by man that can bring world peace or solve humanity's problems. The League of Nations rose from the ashes of World War I. It was replaced by the United Nations with the same intent of promoting world peace. But world peace proves to be as elusive as ever. Ukraine continues to suffer from the brunt of a devastating war unleashed by Russia. The Middle East has never seen any rest from centuries of conflicts. Myanmar is again spiraling out of control due to another civil war. See, throughout history, there is a desperate call for a new world order in which peace, prosperity, and the rule of law will prevail. But it will only come when a new king, a far greater ruler than anyone in history, will begin to reign. In this Psalm chapter 2, David, considered to be one of the greatest kings of Israel, human kings, he saw the coming of the Messiah as the triumphant, overcoming king. Millenniums ahead of his time, he said, I have installed my king on Zion, my holy mountain. That's in verse 6. So while we await the coming of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, today, right now, we can welcome him into our hearts by faith. World peace may be beyond the reach of so many political and social institutions, but then we can have internal personal peace with God through a relationship with His Son Jesus. Then, according to verse 11, we can serve the Lord with fear, not out of intimidation or coercion, but out of a sense of awe and wonder and humility to His awesome power, unfathomable wisdom, and perfect judgment. Thank you, and God bless you, and see you next time.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Good afternoon. This is Bridget Carino-Quetter bringing you this week's local news from our community. On February 14th at 11 a.m., restaurant workers in Illinois held a Love Your Server protest outside the National Restaurant Association in Chicago, calling out how the lobby group used funds from workers required to take food safety training from their monopoly food safety training company ServSafe, and then used those funds toward lobbying efforts to suppress these same workers' wages. The protest, organized by One Fair Wage, comes after One Fair Wage and the New York Times exposed how the NRA used mandatory $15 food safety classes for restaurant workers to fund lobbying efforts against minimum wage increases. Clerk Karen A. Yarbrough celebrated Cook County's oldest voter, Miss Susie Lewis, on Tuesday, February 14th at her home in Maywood. The Maywood centenarian was born in 1911, nearly a decade before women's right to vote was ratified by the 19th Amendment in 1920, and has been an eligible voter for over 93 years. Miss Lewis was presented with Valentine's Day flowers, chocolates, and a card to celebrate her commitment to and love of democracy. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources is seeking applicants for instructors for summer fishing clinics through the department's urban fishing program. Fishing instructors are the department's boots on the ground at free clinics hosted around the state. These are temporary positions not to exceed 6 months, perfect for teachers, retirees, students, and others who are eager to help people learn about fishing skills and ecology. The deadline to apply is February 16th. To learn more about the positions, qualifications, and how to apply, visit https://bit.ly/idnr-jobs. Look for positions titled Conservation Education Representative, Urban Fishing Program. Low to moderate income families and older adults needing assistance filing their 2022 income taxes can receive free help through several trusted programs across Illinois. The Internal Revenue Service, American Association of Retired Persons Foundation, Tax Aid Program, and the Ladder Up Tax Assistance Program provide free basic income tax return preparation with electronic filing to qualified individuals in select locations statewide. It is important for Illinois taxpayers to know they can receive help from qualified volunteers certified by the IRS at various locations statewide, said Illinois Department of Revenue Director David Harris. These individuals are ready and willing to assist taxpayers in filing their state and federal tax returns accurately and on time by the April 18th deadline. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources Office of Law Enforcement is seeking applicants for the position of Conservation Police Officer Trainee. Conservation police officers enforce state laws intended to protect Illinois' natural and recreational resources. They are vested with full statewide police authority and are trained to the highest standards for law enforcement professionals in Illinois. Conservation police officers serve as an important link between IDNR and its constituencies, and they are often called upon to assist other agencies in emergency situations and rescue operations. IDNR's Office of Law Enforcement currently has a staff of 148 conservation police officers and is looking to expand its ranks by 25 with the newest class of trainees. Applications must be submitted electronically by March 3rd. Instructions for applying can be found at https://bit.ly/2023 CPO trainees. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives. If you're struggling with your own tax nightmare, we've got great news. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
And that's our show for today. Thank you all for watching Chicago Philippine Reports TV. We hope you will stay safe and enjoying this day with your family and friends. I'm Maria Girly Pascual. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay and we'll see you back here next week.